Hello Recruit, and welcome to a fairly brief Astroneer Academy 104 Extra discussing a new power storage item, the large battery. Before we begin, I want to remind you that our extra courses not only provide an opportunity to continue our discussion of various topics from our main numbered courses, but they also provide a way for us to introduce information for updated or new items as they become available in the training simulation. Even though the big brains at Exodynamics are still hard at work trying to figure out how to rescue us from the training simulation, they also continue to provide quality of life improvements and new items for us to make use of in the meantime. A somewhat recent update to the Astroneer training program has introduced several new items, and we are discussing one of them today. The large battery can be unlocked in the research catalog with 16,000 bytes and is created on the medium printer from 2 lithium and 1 zinc. Once unpacked, it is a large Tier 3 power storage item that can store up to 8,192 units and will output that power at a rate of 25 units per second. A fully charged large battery will output those 25 units per second for just under 5.5 minutes before it is fully discharged. This battery also features an additional charge status indicator on all 4 sides in the small section between the larger storage cells. For other batteries, the individual battery cells are the charge indicators. With the large battery being so, large, these indicators can help you easily estimate the remaining charge without needing to walk around the battery to visually inspect all of the storage cells. Given its high power storage capacity, the large battery can take a while to fully charge. Considering its byte cost means it is unlikely you will unlock it early in your adventure, so you should have a decent enough power network available to charge the large battery in a fairly reasonable amount of time. To illustrate this point, consider that each large battery is comprised of 4 main stacks of storage cells. Within each of those stacks are 4 rings of power storage cells stacked one on top of each other. One of those rings can store as much power as an entire medium battery. To break it down further, those rings are divided into segments, and each of those segments can store the same amount of power as a small battery. Therefore, if you want to estimate roughly how long it will take to fully charge a large battery with your existing power network, you can time how long it takes to charge a small battery and then multiply that by 256. Yeah, I think you get the picture. This is going to take a while if you don't have a fairly beefy power network. Similar to the medium battery, the large battery must be connected to a platform for it to integrate into your power network. Unlike the medium battery, you cannot attach the large battery to a storage item, as currently there are no storage items large enough to accommodate it. By the way, that 16,000 byte unlock cost makes this the most expensive item in relation to bytes, bumping the previous record holder, the Hydrazine Jetpack, into second place. So that's it. Those are the details of the large battery. We can move on to the next topic, right? Well, not so fast, Recruit. Let's spend a few moments talking a bit about how this battery can integrate into your existing power network. That discussion can be distilled into one single word: options. When the large battery was introduced, I overheard discussions amongst several veteran astroneers about whether or not this battery is even needed. Given its hefty byte cost and the amount of space it occupies, some suggested that utilizing silos full of small or medium batteries would be a better solution. So let's quickly investigate those claims and see if they hold up. To do so, let's look at a few different options for power storage. You can accommodate 2 medium storage silos with a total of 48 small batteries in the same space the large battery occupies. Those 48 small batteries can store a total of 1,536 units and output that power at a combined rate of 48 units per second. For the sake of our discussion, however, let's assume that your power network only requires 25 units per second, which allows us to compare the time each solution will provide power. At a discharge rate of 25 units per second, your 48 small batteries will be fully depleted in just over a minute. So this configuration stores less power that is depleted much more quickly than a large battery. Additionally, This configuration also requires far greater number of resources. You will need 48 zinc plus 4 titanium to create all of this. Additionally, you will need to invest the time to smelt all of the natural resources into refined resources, and then you will need to invest the time it takes to create everything. Granted, this solution requires far fewer bytes. If you do not unlock their schematics through missions, you will only need to spend a total of 5,000 bytes to unlock the small battery and medium storage silo. You could also choose to create a large storage silo B and a dozen medium batteries to occupy the same space as a large battery. This configuration would provide power storage for 6,144 units and could discharge it at a rate up to 60 units per second. We will again turn to our baseline power demand of 25 units per second, however, and discover that these medium batteries will provide power for just over 4 minutes. You will need a dozen each of zinc and lithium to create the medium batteries, plus an additional 3 steel to create the large storage silo B. Steel is a composite resource that requires carbon, iron, and argon, so you will need to smelt organic and hematite and use an atmospheric condenser to collect a dozen units of argon. It will also require a total of 11,250 bytes to unlock the medium battery and large storage silo B schematics in the research catalog. So this solution is much more expensive in terms of bytes than the one we just looked at, and it will require an even greater amount of time invested to gather all of the required resources. Then there is an option to completely abandon all reason, logic, and perhaps even your sanity, and create a dozen medium storage silos, fill them with a total of 288 small batteries, and then attach those medium silos to a large silo B. I promise I will not call you a crazy person if you do this. Well, not to your face at least. This monstrosity will store a whopping total of 9,216 units and, at a discharge rate of 25 units per second, would output their stored power for slightly over 6 minutes. This solution will provide a slightly longer running time than a single large battery, but will also require 288 zinc, 24 titanium, and 3 steel. It will also require a lot of time and probably even more patience because you cannot currently automate the production of the small battery, as it can only be created on your backpack printer. If that sort of monotony appeals to you, then please hit me up. I have a bunch of rail line spaghetti that I need picked up, and it's going to take a while. So, which one is better? 2 medium silos with 48 small batteries, a large silo with a dozen medium batteries, or a single large battery? Or maybe even 288 small batteries if you're that sort of astroneer. Well, recruit, as with a lot of things in the training simulation, there is not one single right answer. If you think back to our discussion of power management in an earlier extra course, you will recall that we emphasized finding the solution that best fits your particular needs. If you are still early in your adventure and have not yet accumulated a lot of research bytes, the small battery solution may be the best for your situation. Or perhaps you have an outpost base on Calidor powered exclusively by solar and batteries and want to ensure you will have enough power stored to get through those longer nights. In that case, the large battery would probably work best. With everything you have learned about power production, storage, and the power network, you should be well equipped to take inventory of your specific power needs and design a solution that will work best for you. Remember, if you have a solution that is working and you enjoyed creating it, then you did it right, even if it involved printing nearly 300 batteries, one at a time. Today, you have learned about the large battery, along with considerations for determining the best power storage solution for your power network. If you are following our courses in the order of their original publication date, then your next course will be an Astroneer Academy 105 Extra discussing print filters, where you will learn about 3 powerful items that can help you bring some serenity to the printer menus. If, however, you are following our courses through the official Astroneer Academy playlist, then your next course is Astroneer Academy 105 Research, in which we will begin a discussion of how to obtain research bytes, automate research, and more. Until then, I'm Brandon, reminding you to keep looking to the stars.